It's a big night in the Big Ten.
The Stars are out tonight.
They call it the Big Ten for a reason.
Big double layout. There's a stick. The tumbling is high. The leaps are lovely. Let's see if she can drill this dismount. Tonight, under the lights, a champion is crowned.
Welcome to Ann Arbor, Michigan for Session 3 of the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships from the Chrysler Center right here on the campus of the University of Michigan, where the Michigan Wolverines will be joined by the Michigan State Spartans, the UCLA Bruins, and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. 3 sessions for one event to find your Big Ten champion in 2025. Last night, the Ohio State Buckeyes hung the highest score. Today, it's the Iowa Hawkeyes that are in the clubhouse at 196.775 with 4 very good teams trying to run them down. And good evening, everyone. Alongside Olivia Karras, I'm Dean Linke. And Olivia, you've seen a lot of gymnastics, but I just feel like tonight is going to be extra special.
The stakes are high. You have the UCLA Bruins regular season champions, the reigning Big Ten champions in the Spartans, Michigan with a legacy in Big Ten championship history, and then the Minnesota Golden Gophers, who are a dangerous team this season.
All right, let's go to work and tell everybody about the all-around story.
Jordan Childs is that girl for a reason, and she has the highest all-around score in the conference this season. She's been clutch for the Bruins. Had an off week last week, so this is a redemption era for her in this competition. Her teammate Shea Campbell has increasingly improved in her 5th year. Known for amazing floor exercise work, put up a massive 995 career high beam score last week, calling herself an all-arounder in contention for the title. Gabby Stephen thrives under pressure for Michigan State. She's been so good this year. Head coach Mike Rose says she wants this team to go all the way in the NCAA tournament, and tonight could be the beginning of that. Her teammate Nikki Smith, calm yet fierce competitor, really put it together this season when she figured out how to nail balance beam, clutch on all 4 events. She could be the dark horse for the all-around title.
Okay, Olivia, what about the event story?
Sage Kellerman, known for nailing that vault with a 995 career high and season high on the event. Hooten with a 995 as well. They're both in contention for that title. Bars is exciting. Frida Esparza, season high 9975. Carly Bauman matching her with her own 9975. Again, Sage Kellerman clutch for the Spartans on that event. And Jordan Leiden, nothing below a 985 all season for the Golden Gophers. Beam is exciting with Malibuyo with that career-high 9975, but 2 Wolverines knocking at the beam title door in 5th year Carly Bauman and sophomore Kaylee Boozer. And floor is going to be a party, so get your confetti. Brooklyn Moores with that brilliant 9975 career-high. Maya Hooten, though, man, can she bring it. Skyla Schulte and Jazara Ranger are 2 of the best, not only in the conference and in the country. So floor, all I'm going to say is get ready.
Let's get the party started with some of the best coaches in the country as well. Janelle McDonald, her 3rd season at UCLA. The legend that is Bev Plotke, 27 times she has won the Big Ten championship. There she is. And she also won the national championship in 2021. 36 amazing seasons for Bev Plotke. Mike Rowe, Big Ten Coach of the Year 22, 23, and 24, has turned the program around at Michigan State. Mike Rowe, their top man. And then Jenny Hansen, wonderful gymnast at Minnesota, has been a wonderful coach at Minnesota. The 2019 Big Ten Coach of the Year, Jenny Hansen leading the Golden Gophers. We'll take a look at the all-around story. Got to give Nebraska's Emma Spence credit for her performance on Friday night.
But Orly Tran and Chloe Cho earlier today had fantastic meets. Orly right at the heels of Emma Spence. Emma Spence holding on. Dory Vetter right there with that 39.35 as well. Great performance, and really happy for all those athletes. All-around rankings, Tori Vetter again in that 19th spot. We'll see these 4 amazing athletes in a few moments. Childs Campbell, Stephen Smith.
Livia, we love when you break down deductions.
For those of you at home, here's a high-level overview of deductions that judges can take. Now, reminder, this is subjective, but use this as a guide for what you're going to see later today, for what a judge might take and why a score might become what it is.
All right, we'll begin with the 2-box. Again, UCLA starting on the vault. They're 10th in the country on that apparatus. Michigan will start on the bars where they're 18th in the country. And then we'll eventually flip over to another 2-box. So we'll have Michigan State on the beam. They're 17th in the country. And the Minnesota Golden Gophers are 12th in the country. Emily Lee on the left for UCLA with a career high of 9.9. Sophie Parente on the right. And Sophie with a career high of 9.85.
Emily is a critical competitor for UCLA. If she can drill this vault first, they'll set themselves up really nicely. Good work in the air, great vault. I did see a shuffle with both feet, I believe. Let's take another look at that. Excellent power going into the vault. Big height, opens the arms. You see the movement with the right foot and then the left. The judges will deduct for both shifts.
I thought she had the stuck landing, but you're right, had to move both feet to get her balance. Meanwhile, Parenti on the bars.
Beautiful job so far by Sophie. She leads off 3 events that she competes. Double layout and a step back on the dismount. On the bar, that routine was excellent. That step backward will be an over rotation as well as a deduction for the step.
Mike Rowe has so much confidence in Skylar Schulte, the leadoff on the beam with a career high of 9.95. She's on your left.
Skylar not usually in this position, but shifting the lineup around. Head coach Mike Rowe, as you said, Dean, said that she is the perfect person for this position.
Marissa Jenks will start on the floor for the Minnesota Golden Gophers with a career high of 9.9.
Beautiful leap series from Skyla. Perfect 180 degrees. Marissa Jenks, the second Jenks sister, as you mentioned, Dean, her sister Whitney competing on Friday night. Back handspring layout, step out for Skyla. I am so impressed with her. She's really worked on tightening up those knees in the series, and it's evident in her performance. Marissa Jenks with a big front double twist to open things up. Big step forward on the landing, but no steps in the wrong direction for Skyla Schulte. Talk about an athlete who you can put anywhere in the lineup and she can deliver. Awesome shot here. You can see the focus on her face. There's that stuck landing to lead things off. And Marissa Jenks really honing in on that final pass on floor exercise. Nice control.
Brooklyn Moores getting ready for the floor for UCLA, also with a 9.9 career high.
Brooklyn has really been dialing in this vault lately. It'd be big if she could get a stick. As Marissa Jenks, massive Rudy to straddle jump. Close for Brooklyn. That's a front entry vault, a front pike with a half turn. Very difficult. You need incredible power. Big air time, and her feet didn't move. Her heels just came up. I did notice her chest was a little bit low, so the judges will be looking for that, but a great vault for Brooklyn Moores.
When we move to Michigan, Sophie Parenti has already given the Wolverines a great start as she has tied her career high, making way for Ava Jordan, who has a 9.875 as a career high. Katie Duplessis with a 9.875 career high on the beam for Michigan State.
Ava Jordan has such beautiful execution on bars. Massive Jaeger as Katie Duplessis, excellent control on the triple series.
Duplessis, a freshman from Spring Lake, Michigan.
Lovely handstand from Ava Jordan. Nice job. And a double top. That is massive for the Wolverines. Ava absolutely dialing in on that landing. Exactly what they want to start this competition off. As Katie Duplessis round off 1.5 It's Stick City in Chrysler Center. We're only 2 routines in from each team. Fantastic job by these Michigan teams, Michigan and Michigan State side by side.
Listen, you said let's get the party started. We might as well see a bunch of sticks while we're getting started.
We might as well. I like sticks and I like parties.
All right. Michael Webster Longen on the left for UCLA, the youngster who has been so dynamic. And Sophie Schwartzmiller on the floor for Minnesota.
Mika has one of the most technically beautiful vaults. She just has to find the landing. Just like that. Well done for Mika, who struggled a little with over and under rotation, but today she found the sweet spot. Big height off the table, legs are so straight. You see her really hang on and not move the feet. Kept her core incredibly tight. That is excellent work. Sophie Schwartzmiller, beautiful job so far in this floor routine.
Emma Meisenheimer getting ready to go for Michigan State from Durham, North Carolina. Michigan off to a rocking start, though. Ava Jordan also with a new career high.
Final pass for Sophie, 1.5 to a front layout. Good job there, covering up. She was a little back with her shoulders, which resulted in a small slide. She did a great job minimizing the deduction as much as possible. Good work in the second spot for the Golden Gophers.
Webster Longen for UCLA tying her career high too, Liv.
Emma looking really nice so far on beam. Her series, back handspring layout, step out. Solid job.
Right before Emma came out, Duplessis with a new career high of 9.925.
Wow.
Sophia Diaz, 9.9 career high. Can she go 3 in a row with new career highs for Michigan?
Good job so far by Sophia. Good flow in this routine. Nice handstand as Emma Meisenheimer gets ready for her dismount. Round off 1.5. A step for Emma, but a stick for Sophia. Well done by the freshman on bars. And Emma Meisenheimer just enjoying the ride after a great balance beam routine. Excellent height off the beam. Just that step forward, so the judges will deduct for over rotation and the step. And Sophia Diaz, perfect timing on the release from bars and sees the landing, holds it for control. Great work.
3 in a row to start for the home team, Michigan. More talent coming on the vault for UCLA. Macy McGowan, 9.9 career high. Lauren Pearl, 9.95. Probably does not get enough credit for what she's brought to the Golden Gophers.
Macy has a beautifully executed vault. Nice job, a big hop forward, so the judges will deduct for that over rotation, but in the air, Macy has just nailed the execution side of vaulting. Feet glued together on the table, that is so well done. And just tighten her body position. When she figures out how to stick that vault, it's over for everyone. Just beautiful work. As Lauren Pearl starts off with that excellent 1.5 front layout.
As Delaney Harkness gets ready, we can tell you that Emma Meisenheimer also tied her career high.
Lauren Pearl is so elegant on floor. One of my favorite gymnasts. Beautiful position in those leaps. Hitting 180 plus degrees. No room for the judges to deduct. Gearing up for her series. Back handspring layout, step out. Shoulder dip there, but good work bringing herself back to center of the balance beam. And a lovely double pike for Lauren Pearl. So elegant on floor exercise.
You can stay fluid with the team scores on the bottom of your Big Ten Network screen.
Nice side aerial for Delaney. As we see a really nice double pike from Lauren Pearl. I did see some flexed feet there, so that would fold into the execution side of the deductions that the judges are looking for. She's so beautiful on that event. Love watching her.
JC
on the landing for Delaney, but a great routine.
JC Vore for Michigan, 9.925 career high.
Nice height on her Tkachev release move. We take a look at that dismount from Delaney. Really good work for someone who hasn't been in the beam lineup competitively all season. That was a tough time to step up, and she did it. Double layout for JC, a step forward, so that's an under rotation and the step. The judges will deduct for both of those. JC has really nice lines on uneven bars.
Miss Campbell next to go. You're a big fan of Miss Campbell, I know that.
If anyone isn't, they're doing it wrong. Shea Campbell, massive. That is as good as it gets. I see no reason why that shouldn't get a perfect 9.95 out of 9.95. The height is brilliant. The execution is lovely. The flair is impeccable. The speed going into the vault is so good. The height, you see those arms open. She sees the ground, holds for control. Exactly what the judges are seeing here on this side angle. I don't know how anyone could ever deduct from that. It is the gold star of the Yurchenko full.
This is Leah Gonczarowski from Minnesota.
Stunning opening pass by Leah. Kept that front foot planted on the lunge. Exactly what you want to see for a zero deduction landing.
Nikki Smith next to go for the Spartans on the beam. Shea Campbell with a 9.925.
Great combination by Leah, 1.5 to a front pike.
Campbell ties her career high.
Nikki Smith, beautiful job on that opening back handspring layout step out combination. As Leah Gonczarowski finishes up with a big double top. Brilliant control. She is my dark horse for the floor exercise title. I am just so beyond impressed by her work on that apparatus this season. Well done. Takes a lot of adrenaline and energy to do a double tuck at the end of the routine, and Leah performed that perfectly, gave the judges nothing to take off. Nikki Smith, take a look at this. Double tuck dismount with a hop backwards, so not a perfect stick, but an incredibly difficult dismount and routine from Nikki Smith.
Carly Ballman, the veteran leader for the Michigan Wolverines.
Look at the height off the balance beam from Nikki. Well done as Carly Bauman floating in space on this uneven bars routine. Great last handstand. She goes for a blind landing.
Last vaulter on the left, Jordan Childs.
Big step backward for Carly Bauman. So that will be an under rotation and step deduction. But Jordan Childs doing a Yurchenko double full, new for her in the last couple weeks. And just couldn't hang on to it. I actually saw her stick 2 of those in practice, one yesterday and one today, and just anticipated the landing a little bit. Let's take a look at this. Big double tuck, opened it up a little early. The shoulders were back, which is what resulted in the step. Jordan, good block off the table, tight twist. Her shoulders were just a tad forward. She wasn't able to absorb the landing as much as she needed to before reacting to salute, which is why the hop happened.
Meanwhile, Leah Gonczarowski also tied her career high as we get ready for the Minnesota Golden Gophers and Emily Cook on the right, Gabby Stevens on the left, the beam from Michigan State. Two seniors that we really need to soak in.
Couldn't agree more. Gorgeous opening skills for both athletes. Gabby Stephen with that front aerial to 2 feet. So incredibly difficult. And Emily Cook delivering as always in that first pass. Beautiful front double twist. For Gabby, back handspring, layout, step out. So pristine on her movements. Second pass for Emily. 1.5 to a front layout, dances right out of it. Just the dismount left for Gabby. Round off double twist to a stuck landing. Well done. That was a fantastic routine for Gabby Stephen. And Emily Cook matches her with a fantastic floor routine of her own. We are seeing big-time greatness here at the Big Ten Championship. Love this side view, what the judges are looking for. Great height. Here's that double twist, opens it up. See her really use her toes to grasp onto the mat. And a lovely Rudy dismount for Emily Cook.
Gorgeous lines from Cook. Last to go for Michigan, Halen Zabrowski with a 9.825 career high.
Nice first handstand for Halen. Good Jaeger, a little loose in her knees, which is an execution deduction. Good job on that last handstand. And a double layout with a hop, a step backward for Halen Zabrowski. But excitement happening right now in this arena for Gabby Stephen.
10.
Great view here of Halen's dismount. Good job letting go at the right time and just had to take that step backward.
How about picking the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships for your first ever 10 on the beam?
The height here was absolutely amazing. Hangs onto it, toes of steel, and well-deserved.
A senior from Elgin, Illinois with a 10. Meanwhile, Emily Cook also tying her season high.
Wow.
And here comes Maya Hooten for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Wow, Halen Zabrowski also tied her season high. Here we go.
Nice job on those leaps. Second pass for Maya, her combination. Front full to a front pipe, perfectly stuck.
Smoked that pass.
Last pass for Maya. Double tuck. Good job, just that step forward, so a little bit under-rotated. But a good routine for Maya Hooten, who always puts on a show. This combination is so well done. Massive height on the second element there. That's what the judges are looking for. Here's that final pass, big double tuck. Just saw her chest was a little bit low, which resulted in the step forward. But great work. What a first rotation.
Incredible. So many career highs and season highs, and we're just getting rolling here at the Chrysler Center. Rotation number 1. Gabby Stephen. In championship history, Stephen, the 3rd athlete to do it. Nikki Smith at Penn State, Abbey High School a couple years ago for the Michigan Wolverines. Gabby Stevens, congratulations to the Michigan State superstar senior. A perfect 10, impeccable routine to get things rolling. We'll be back with more in Ann Arbor. Congratulations, Gabby. Women's gymnastics on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like your good neighbors, State Farm is there. With that trophy on the line, we'll take a look at our State Farm State of Success, brought to you by State Farm, and all 4 of these teams highly ranked in every apparatus.
Well, we just saw Minnesota on floor in that 12th ranking. Michigan State on beam. That looked much better than 17 to me. UCLA vault 10, and Michigan was 18 on bars. They're now going to their next events, and this is incredibly impressive. Everyone ranked in the top 20 on every event. We're seeing greatness.
Rotation 1 in the books, and Michigan State off to a big-time start. July 12th, the BTN Big 10K returns to Soldier Field in Chicago for the fantastic 10K and 5K races and tailgate party. Scan the QR code or register right now at btnbig10k.com. So take a look at the lineups, the starting lineups. Minnesota has 3 vaulters that start with a 10.0 value.
Maya Hooten again in that anchor spot. She's been clutch on vault this season, but Ava Stewart, our first look at the fantastic Minnesota freshman on vault. UCLA on bars. We talked about Frida Esparza earlier in the open. That bar routine is absolutely beautiful. Michigan on beam. Kaylee Boozer there in the 3rd spot has looked great this year. In the last couple weeks, a little shaky, so this is a great moment for her. And Michigan State on floor. You just saw what Michigan State's capable of on beam, but wait until they get to floor. Skyla Schulte can put on a show.
She is in the anchor spot. Gabby Stephen, who just had that 10 on the beam, is in the 4th spot, and there they are, the Michigan State Spartans, trying to do it again.
It's hard to do it once. It's even harder to do it again. So there's a lot of pressure, but after that beam rotation, if I'm Michigan State, I'm feeling really good at where we are, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So this is an important moment for them as they settle into floor, because the moment you get a little too amped up for floor is when out of bounds can happen, and that flat 1/10 deduction, you can't have that in this competition with how close it is.
UCLA on the right side of the Big Ten Network 2 box. They are 10th in the country on the bars, as we just showed you on the State Farm State of Success. Minnesota 11th in the country on the vault. When we switch to the other 2 box, Michigan is 14th in the country on the beam, and Michigan State, that same number 14 ranking on the floor. All right, Olivia Karras, you were part of 4 Big Ten championship teams. You get rotation 1 over. What's your mindset?
Stay focused. It's hard in an environment like this to get distracted, but this is a good moment to remind yourself to stay focused. And if I want anyone in a position to do that, it's Lauren Pearl and Shea Campbell.
Campbell with a 9.95 career high on the bars for the Bruins. Pearl with a 9.875. Sorry, Liv.
So far in this routine for Shea, double front to a stuck landing. Someone check her feet, because I think there's glue on them. As Lauren Pearl leads off with a beautiful full twisting Yurchenko, just that hop backward. A blind landing here for Shea Campbell. Double front, sees the landing. Janelle McDonald jumping up and down, excited for her. Lauren Pearl, beautiful pop off the table, little leg separation right as she popped off. but found a good landing position. Just that hop backward, but a great leadoff performance.
Sophie Parenti led off Michigan on the bars, and she'll lead off Michigan on the beam. Delaney Harkness on the right, on the floor for Michigan State with a 9.95 career high.
Opening full twisting double back for Delaney. Big lunge backward. Like her front foot did move just slightly. Series for Sophie Parenti. A handspring layout step out, and love where her arms went at the end of that series. Incredibly square.
It's a theme, new season high for Shea Campbell on the bars for UCLA.
Precise jumps for Delaney. Well done taking off in one spot and finishing in the same one. That's what judges are looking for. A solid front aerial to split jump for Sophie Parenti. Final pass for Delaney. Her combination. Front through to a double tap. Nice control. And Sophie Parenti just with movement on that right foot. But she's so calm, cool, and collected. That's exactly what you want from a beam leadoff performer who can just deliver every single time. Really nice job on the 1.5, and the movement very minimal, but it was a step, and so the judges will deduct for the step, and a great set over on floor for Delaney Harkness. Love seeing her in that floor leadoff position.
Megan Steensland, second to go for Minnesota, 9.85 career high on the vault. Mika Webster-Longen with a 9.9 career high on the bars for the Bruins.
They're full twisting Yurchenko here from Minnesota. Big height off the table. Just a hop almost in place for Megan. Just needed to absorb the landing a bit more. As Mika, so far, so good in this routine. Gorgeous handstand, just the dismount. Minimal shuffle for both athletes on the landing. So not perfect sticks on vault or bars, but all teams are doing a great job of minimizing these deductions. You can't be perfectly stuck every time, but the minimizing of deductions is what's going to be key. That's what Mika did right there, keeping the hop, while a hop, very small.
JC Vore, 9.925 career high on the left, getting on the beam for Michigan. Michaela Tucker, second to go for Michigan State on the floor, 9.9 career high.
Big pass for Kayla. Rudy to a lovely and floaty layout step out. Solid series for JC.
Parenti tying her career high.
Beautiful dance combination, unique for Kayla. Solid work by JC Vore. Loved the position that she landed in on the front toss, incredibly square on the beam. Beautiful position on the straddle.
Webster-Longen also tying her career high for UCLA.
Wow. Just the dismount for JC as Kayla gears up for her final pass. Round off 1.5. Just a step forward for JC Vore, and Kayla Tucker finishing with a difficult front double full. Good work by both athletes for Michigan and Michigan State.
We move back to Minnesota. Sarah Morrall, 9.9. Emma Malabuyo, 9.925. Big time talent for UCLA.
Good first handstand for Emma. Nice job so far in the bar routine. Sarah Mora, nice job. She has excellent amplitude on that vault. Just the hop backward, but everything else looked great. And Emma, smallest shuffle, so not a perfect stick, but a great routine on vault. So you take a look at Sarah Morrow, really nice execution. The body position is incredibly tight. And it was just that hop backward that really is what the judges could take. But there's that minimal hop, and you see how quick it happened. She made the adjustment, stayed tight in her body, and minimized the deduction. Well done.
We have seen Janelle get some quality air as in leaps as she gets fired up coaching for the Bruins before on the Big Ten Network. No different today. Here's Kaylee Boozer, 9.95. She gets on the beam. And Ella Buffet, 9.95. Michigan State.
Ellie last week earning that career high 9.95 in their final home meet of the season. Big time front double full, just a little crossed over on the step, which shows the judges a potential direction deduction. Nothing major.
Ellie Buffet, a junior from Columbus, Michigan.
Stunning leap combination from Kaylee Boozer. So precise. Large wobble there on her back handspring layout step out. Looked like she turned her body before she was able to settle into the landing, but did manage to stay on the apparatus. Just the dismount for Kaylee, back handspring, gainer full. Step on the landing. Those steps are critical as each step is at least a 10th. As Ellie Buffet completes a lovely routine. You see that she just turned before she could even bring her chest up to finish the back handspring layout step out. Almost looked like a nervous mistake to me, but she stayed on the beam, which is incredibly important.
Macy McGowan has just saw the first three UCLA Bruins all get 9.9s to start.
Macy can fly high on uneven bars.
Taryn Crump from Minnesota.
Luchenko 1.5 for Taryn. Big step forward, but what a dynamic vault for the freshman. And a stick for Macy McGowan. On bars, she has some of the best form in the country on this event. Let's take a look at Taryn Crump here. Good power going into the vault. Just opens it up and wasn't able to keep her shoulders right on top of her body for a 0 deduction landing. And Macy McGowan gluing her feet together, finding that perfect landing.
That might be another 9.9. Good chance.
It's 9.9 City in here.
It is. Here we go. Jazara Ranger featured in the open. Gabby Stephen, fresh off a 10.
Big pass, Gabby. Front through to a Rudy. Beautiful job.
4 9.9s for UCLA, as you said, 9.9 City, Liv.
Handspring layout step out for Jazara. Incredible focus. Beautiful leap combination. Solid front toss. Well done so far for the freshman. Just the dismount. We saw this dismount from Nikki Smith. Another double tuck. The hop backward, the routine on the beam was pristine. And just that hop backward on the dismount. But for a freshman, she just got up there and competed like an absolute veteran. I'm so impressed. Gabby Steven, front double full. Had some extra momentum going forward and kept really tight in her body and was able to minimize deductions. But hey, if I got a 10 in the first rotation of the Big Ten championship, I would be living the dream right now, and it looks like that's what she's doing. There's that
does.
Double tuck from Jazara Ranger, so nice. Gabby Steven just having an absolute ball on floor exercise.
Ava Stewart, 9.925 career high, up for Minnesota on the vault. And Esparza, so fantastic on the bars for UCLA. Frida Esparza.
Yurchenko 1.5 for Ava Stewart. Minimal shuffle there on the landing. That was really well done, as Frida is flying high on uneven bars. Just the dismount here. Small hop backward. Just two minimal hops that we're seeing right here from Ava Stewart. Just a little hop to the right, and Frida Esparza. But that routine is just so beautiful. See here, she sees her toes. Nice job. And then just the scooch backwards stays really tight in her stomach. It's her only event of the night, but she did a great job.
Jenna Mulligan just saw Jazara Ranger also tie her career high. Now Jenna Mulligan with a 9.9. Nikki Smith on the right for Michigan State.
Good full turn for Jenna. Settle into the routine. Nice job. Front aerial to back handspring. Incredibly important to continue movement on that series when you're going forwards to backwards.
9.95 for Frida Esparza, UCLA, rushing on the bars.
Opening pass for Nikki, full twisting, double tuck. Well done. Side aerial for Jenna. Just a correction there. It looked like she wasn't too certain of the landing. It just reacted a little too quickly. Dismount, back handspring. 1.5 to a step forward. The Wolverines aren't quite finding those stuck landings on beam. Those 10s will add up. They have Carly Bauman left to go.
Nikki Smith.
Final pass for Nikki, front through to a double tuck. Really nice control. She's on fire tonight.
Last two to go on vault and bars. Maya Hooten for Minnesota, Jordan Childs for UCLA.
Maya Hooten stuck a Yurchenko 1.5 in warm-up. Just a step forward, but great job as Jordan Childs flying high over on uneven bars. Good control on that half turn. See if she can find the landing on this dismount. Double layout to a hop forward, so that is an under rotation and a hop, so the judges will deduct for both of those things. But the height and the distance from the bar on the dismount is so elite. You see the power here, huge height, massive distance. Just couldn't hang on to the landing. Take another look here, so well done in the execution. Just couldn't get the perfect stick. And remember, this is gonna be a close meet, so those hops and steps are really going to add up.
Carly Bauman, the anchor for Michigan on the beam. Skyla Schulte, the showstopper, anchor for Michigan State. for Childs.
Nice full turn for Carly. Big opening pass for Skyla. Full twisting double tuck. Brilliant work for her. And steady as a rock for Carly Bauman. Well done. Lovely split positions for Carly. And speaking of splits, Skyla Schulte going above 180 degrees, giving the judges no room to deduct. Beautiful side summy. Carly Bauman doing that skill with straight legs is so unique. And Skyla Schulte, 0 deductions in my eyes on that landing. It's Carly Bauman finds a stick. Side by side excellence right there by Carly Bauman and Skyla Schulte. The state of Michigan is losing their mind right now in Chrysler Center. Great height off beam for Carly, really hangs on. Everyone is testing their toe strength today on these landings. And Skyla, the chest is perfectly up, the front foot remains planted. Those were great routines.
Maize and blue and green and white, but really the story of this rotation, UCLA will drop a 9-9. They had 5 9-9s, and Frida Esparza with a 9-9-5. Magic from UCLA as they now take the lead with a 98.9. Incredible. Campbell with a 9-9. Webster Longan with a 9-9. Malaboyo with a 9-9. McGowan with a 9-9. Esparza 9-9-7-5. And Jordan Childs with a 9-9. Bruins rolling. Stay connected to women's gymnastics on social media. Follow at B1G Gymnastics on Instagram and X. And then follow BTN on YouTube to get immediate access to the best highlights, features, and Big Ten teams you love, and your favorite analyst, Olivia Karras, as well. So much to talk about on social media as it relates to Big Ten women's gymnastics, and that includes the announcement of the first team All Big Ten.
This is a stacked group of athletes, but really want to give kudos to Chloe Cho and Orly Tran, the freshmen, on this list. Incredible work by them, and we've seen excellence from all these athletes so far this evening and in the first 2 sessions, so well-deserved to all first team All Big Ten recognition. Second team as well. It's not all about the heavy hitters. There are people that are competing in all 6 spots, and these athletes are proof of that. I love to point out Sienna Alipio, who only competes balance beam for UCLA. Frida Esparza similarly on bars. Emily Innes and Taylor Russin from Washington. Kudos to them. Love seeing lots of Wolverines, 2 Spartans, a couple of Minnesota Golden Gophers, and Whitney Jinks and Emma Simpson showing out.
And, of course, the very special sportsmanship honorees. 1
athlete from each team honored for their contribution to supporting their fellow student athletes. And this list, I think, is spot on. An incredible group of athletes who are really delivering not only in their gymnastics, but in how they show up for their team. Because, as you're seeing, while an individual sport, this is a team sport.
Congratulations to all of the All Big Ten winners, and we've got an All Big Ten freshman team. First time they've done that.
And I love that they did. Chloe Cho and Orly Tran being right there. We talked about them earlier. Kudos to them. 2 Wolverines, Diaz and Ranger, who are really leveling up for Michigan. Ava Stewart, we just saw her on vault. Great work. And Macy McGowan has just been great for UCLA. I'm so happy to see her amongst these great athletes on this list.
Congratulations to what will become the future superstars of the Big Ten. Let's update the all-around story. Remember, Emma Spence went on Friday night. 3 sessions, 1 event here, the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. But you can see there's some big-time gymnasts going to try to chase down Emma Spence.
And, of course, Gabby Stephen right there, the closest to Emma with that 10 on balance beam, and then coming back with a great floor performance. Shea Campbell, love to see her in the running right there. Nikki Smith teetering right there with Jordan Childs, and this is only halfway through this competition. There's 2 events left to go, so this can change, of course, but loving to see these 4 athletes in contention.
There's Emma Spence with the Nebraska Cornhuskers, led by Heather Brink, who we saw Gabby Stephen get a 10. Heather Brink got some 10s when she was an athlete at Nebraska. Emma Spence with that 39.575. Gabby Stephen with a 10, and the Michigan State fans went crazy.
This routine was excellent in so many ways. The precision of every landing is amazing, but important to note that this is the first time, it's postseason, that there are 4 judges on the judging panel. You see right there on the screen. So 3 of the 4 judges gave her a 10. You take the top and get rid of it, the bottom get rid of it, average the 2, and that's how she got that 10. Well deserved for her.
There is Gabby Stephen. See the team scores.
Vault for Michigan State is a strong spot, and that's their number 4 there. Keep your eyes on Sage Kellerman. She has been great. Minnesota on bars. Jordan Leiden has gone 9-9 city this season. I'm super excited for her. UCLA on beam. This has been a little rocky for them. You see Caitlin Rosen there in the 2nd spot, but Emma Malabuyo ending on beam for them is so great. The Michigan on floor, I talked about her earlier, Jazara Ranger. She can round out that rotation in a big way.
And then just a little reflection from you, Olivia, on the team scores. Again, extremely tight.
It's close. Every single 10th matters.
Michigan State 99.1, UCLA 98.9, Michigan 98.65, and Minnesota 98.575. Ton of 9-9s in the last rotation from UCLA, but give the home team, Michigan, credit. Hanging right there with them in the last rotation.
Well done, and on balance beam, that's impressive.
Michigan State, 4th in the country on the vault. Begins with Michaela Tucker. Minnesota, 17th in the country with the bars. Marissa Jenks.
Michaela competing a Yurchenko 1.5. A near stuck landing, just a shuffle there on the landing. Kayla Tucker, so clutch in that leadoff spot. Great speed going into the table. Love to see the legs glued together on the table when she pops off, and just that hop forward. But everything else execution-wise in that vault is so great.
Marissa Jenks still ready to go. Emily Lee getting ready on the beam, where she has a career high and a season high. Well, she has a, I apologize, a career high of 9.95, season high of 9.925.
Marissa Jenks starting things off on bars. Nice Tkachev release move. A little short of handstand on the bail. Transition to the low bar. Quick on that final handstand. Let's see if she can find the stick. And a stuck landing. Well done for Marissa Jenks. As Emily Lee, little adjustment on that series. It looks like she just didn't settle into the balance beam before reacting with the wobble. This was great by Marissa Jenks. Stuck landing to lead things off for the Gophers.
Emily Lee on the left for UCLA. Sophie Parenti getting set for Michigan.
Big deep breath from Emily Lee before her dismount. Back handspring gainer full. A little wobble there on the landing, so her feet didn't move, but she did adjust her chest, so the judges would consider that a wobble, but really well done, minimizing the deduction on that series that could have been a much larger wobble than what she did.
Amy Doyle, Michigan State on the left, as Parenti for the pass.
Well done on the double double pike, kept the front foot planted to show control. Amy Doyle, Yurchenko 1.5, just a hop forward. But so impressive that this entire Michigan State lineup has 10.0 start value vaults. Good speed, you see a little leg separation there off the table. But love where her head and chest position is. She's anticipating the landing. That's really nice. Sophie Parenti, final pass, 1.5 to a front full. She is just so good for the Wolverines on 3 events in the leadoff position. I'm beyond impressed with her performance.
Caitlin Rosen on the beam with a 9.95 career high. I'm beyond impressed with the crowd. It is electric in here.
Caitlin Rosen back in the balance beam lineup. She had a lovely performance in the exhibition spot last weekend in UCLA's competition at Utah. Earned her spot here in the 2nd position.
Macaulay Harrington, 9.85 career high on the bars for the Golden Gophers.
Beautiful job for Macaulay. A little shy of handstand there on the half turn, but good job working through. Lovely last handstand. A solid series for Caitlin Rosen. Just a little off balance for Macaulay Harrington. She wasn't able to settle herself on the landing. Take a look here, nice job. And just holds on to it, isn't able to show control. The judges want to see 2 seconds of control before turning to salute, so they will likely take a deduction for that. And Caitlin Rosen, round off 1.5. And a bow, a well done, and an excellent bow for an excellent routine coming into the beam lineup after being out. That's just incredibly impressive on so many different levels. This was a highlight, solid work, seeing exactly what the judges see in that side shot. And then great height off the balance beam. You see assistant coach Lacey Dagan just beyond thrilled for her.
Peyton Davis begins on the floor for Michigan. 2nd in the lineup for Beth Blocky. Olivia Zarmani ready to go from Michigan State from Statesville, North Carolina.
Another Yurchenko, 1.5. And a stuck landing. That is as good as it gets for Olivia Zarmani. Perfect position with her chest. The speed is so good onto the table. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. She knows where she is. She finds it. I see no deductions in that vault. Peyton Davis keeping herself focused on this routine as Chrysler is beaming. Final pass, big double pike, good control.
9.975 for Zarmani. Jordan Childs, look at the focus for UCLA.
Well done for Peyton Davis. There was a lot happening in Chrysler during that routine, and she handled it like a pro. Good work.
Zarmani tying her career high.
Nice work for Jordan. Back handspring layout, step out.
Karen Crump up on the bars for Minnesota.
Beautiful position in that combination, legs glued together. Nice handstand for Taryn. Just the dismount here. Well done. Double layout. She doesn't get as much attention, but I truly think she is one of the best out there. there. Taryn Crump making her name known. Really dials it in there on the dismount. Jordan Childs, round off double full. Hop back on the landing, but a welcome back to Jordan Childs after a week off in the beam lineup. Really nice work, especially on the apparatus. She was so focused, and this dismount was great. The height and the distance is awesome. Just that hop backward, so a little over rotation, but should only be about a 10.
Right after Peyton Davis set a new career high of 9.9, we give you Sophia Diaz, who has that 9.9 as her career high. Nikki Smith set to go for Michigan State on the left-hand side of your Big Ten Network screen.
And Nikki can dial this ball in. 1.5, just that hop forward, but a beautiful vault. Sophia Diaz, lots of power in that first pass. Did a good job containing her energy. As Nikki Smith, just the hop, the rest of the vault in the air was really great.
Shay Campbell getting ready to get on the beam for UCLA with a 9.95 career high.
Final pass for Sophia. Her combination. Rudy to a layout step out. Beautiful job.
Campbell following Childs, who has a season high, Childs, with her performance today here in Ann Arbor.
Gorgeous job by Shay Campbell. Back handspring layout step, layout 2 feet. This pass by Sophia Diaz was so lovely. Her connection, front 1.5 into a back layout, great work. So far so good for Shay Campbell on beam.
Ava Stewart next to go on the bars for the Golden Gophers with a 9.925 career high.
This is a really special routine. Ava Stewart, so good on bars, a natural bar worker. A stuck landing for Shay Campbell. That's 3 for 3 stuck landings for her. And Ava Stewart, such a unique dismount, but just that step backward. Take a look at this. The judges are seeing a little separation in the feet during the layout, but nothing but excellence there on the dismount. Sees the landing and nails it. Love this new dismount for Ava Stewart. Huge height, and just had to take that step backward. Wasn't able to stay in the perfect landing position.
Yeah, such a unique dismount. It's so cool to see Gabby Stephen having herself a day, ready to go for Michigan State. Audrey Sanger next for Michigan.
Yurchenko, 1.5 for Gabby. Just a step backwards, so a little under-rotated. Not going to be that 10 like we saw on balance beam, but will still be a great score.
Sanger, a freshman from Oakland, California.
Lovely opening leap combination for Audrey, and great vault for Gabby Stephen. Just that step backward, but the height and the amplitude is so great.
Shay Campbell, by the way, tying her career high. And you mentioned Sienna Alipio. She is next to go for UCLA on the left.
Beautiful precision on those jumps for Audrey Sanger. Lovely routine.
Sanger, a 6-time state champion.
Beautiful work on her combination pass. Sienna gearing up for her series, triple series. Love the confidence in her arms. She only competes beam, but she has such good energy on the event. Solid side aerial. Lovely position in each of those leaps.
Maya Hooten for the Minnesota Golden Gophers on the bars.
And a stuck landing for Sienna Alipio. One event and check. As Maya Hooten, great work so far. Nice last handstand as we see that incredible series from Sienna. Just a step back for Maya Hooten. Love to see her flying high on bars. And Sienna, I mean, one routine to deliver, and that's what she does. That's big time. Nice job, perfect release point for Maya. Just looked like her hips were a little too far back for the perfect stick.
Sage Kellerman in the anchor spot. She has put up a 10 before for Michigan State on the vault. Would love another one here. Meanwhile, Sanger with a new career high. Carly Ballman for Michigan.
Sage competes a front handspring, front pike half, and a little hop backwards, so not a perfect stick. The only stick, true stick of that event was from Olivia Zarmani for Michigan State, but Sage Kellerman, so clutch. And a score just came in. Sienna Alipio with a perfect 10 on balance beam.
You manifested that. You called that out when we went through the award winners, and Alipio delivered Olivia Karras.
That's big time right there.
Emma Malabuyo getting ready to get on the beam for the Bruins.
Beautiful first pass for Carly Bauman. Front double twist.
Well, Sage Kellerman tying her season high.
Nice leaps for Carly. Emma has a career high of a 10. Just saw her teammate got one, so lots of pressure. But if anyone can handle it, it's Emma Malabuyo. Really nice job. Stalled a little bit right there. But brings it back. Lovely position on that ring jump. Beautiful. Carly Bauman just putting on a show for her last time in Chrysler.
Exquisite lines from Carly Bauman.
Dismount for Emma. Back handspring to a gainer full. To a stuck landing. UCLA is just going lights out on balance beam right now, and with a 10 from Sienna Alipio, I don't know what they're gonna do with that score for Malabuyo.
Jordan Leiden on the right in the anchor spot for Minnesota on the bars. Career high 9.975.
First handstand, really nice position in the Maloney. Great bail, really locked into her shoulders. Nice job. See if she can find the landing. And a stuck landing for Jordan Leiden, who has delivered consistently this season on bars, nothing below a 9.85 the entire season. Talk about consistency and delivering. Great shot here of what the judges see during each routine. The distance was awesome. The position right where her shoulders need to be. So well deserved for her.
So composed. Props to Carly Ballman with a career high 9.95. 2 10s now joining Nikki Smith and Abbey High School. 2 coming today. Gabby, Steven, and Sienna Alipio. Jazeera Ranger for Michigan on the floor with a career high of 9.925 for the youngster.
Jazeera, so much power in this routine. It's going to be critical for her to stay in the moment. Check this out. Massive opening tumbling pass, a double layout. Solid as can be, kept that front foot planted.
Season high, by the way, for Jordan Leiden.
Lovely job on those leaps. Perfect position in the air to show a 180-degree split. Final pass for Jazeera. Her combination to a perfectly stuck landing. This routine was absolutely excellent. Chrysler Center is on their feet for the freshman Jazeera Ranger, Bev Plotke, tossing 10s up in the air. And I agree with her, that was fantastic. The front layout through, so good, and the double tuck glued her feet. Didn't even need to take the lunge. Great
So much
way.
control.
Wow.
The official street card of the Big Ten Conference.
Just waiting on the score.
.995 Jazeera Ranger, well deserved for her first ever Big Tens.
But we have our second 10 as part of our coverage of the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. Incredible work by UCLA's Sienna Alipio, her first 10 in her career on the beam. And we got a tight one with UCLA and Michigan State in the lead. Coming up, Ohio State and Michigan State face off in the Big Ten Hockey Tournament Championship game. Coverage begins with the pregame show, next only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. It is going to be wire to wire for the team score and a similar situation for the all-around title. Emma Spence, remember, on Friday night, 39.575, but very much in reach for all 4 of those gymnasts.
And a 9.8 for Shea Campbell and Gabby Steven is absolutely doable to tie with Emma Spence. Jordan Childs and Nikki Smith as well. So these are all doable scores. It'll just come down to how this last rotation goes.
Michigan State at 148.675, UCLA at 148.65. UCLA will finish on the floor. Michigan State ready to roll when we return.
You guys.
Welcome back to the Chrysler Center. All the teams that were here on Friday, all the teams that performed at noon, still hanging around as this is going to go down to the wire as we enter the 4th rotation.
Check out how close bars and floor are. Michigan State heading to bars. Sage Kellerman there in that last spot. Could be a lot of pressure on her there. Michigan on vault. Sophia Diaz anchoring that rotation for the Wolverines. Minnesota on beam. Brooklyn Roray, really important in that 4th spot, has had a great season. Jordan Leiden will close it out. UCLA on floor. It's impossible to pick just one of them. This is about to be an absolute party. But if I could, I must say, Brooklyn Moores, that routine will move you potentially to tears. So I wore waterproof mascara just in case.
Me too. Michigan State with 148.675, UCLA 148.65, Michigan 148.2, and Minnesota 147.9. I think it's fair to say nobody is out of the team race.
Not at all. Anything can happen. It's gymnastics.
Peyton Davis with a 9.825 career high. Michigan 20th in the nation. Amy Doyle up on the bars for Michigan State, 9.875 career high.
Landings are critical for every single person. Good job by Peyton Davis minimizing the hop backward on her Yurchenko full. Amy Doyle with exquisite technique on the pack salto, but this was really nice by Peyton Davis. Just that small hop backward, she's really been working on that. And a small foot movement for Amy Doyle. If I'm being totally honest, those shuffles on landings cannot happen given how close this competition is, but the routine on the bar was really nice. Good job. The execution in the double tuck is great, and just the step backward. So the remainder of this Michigan State lineup has to dial in these dismounts.
Doyle, a freshman from Arkansas. Emily Cook, the senior for Minnesota. Up on the beat, Caitlin Rosen getting ready to go on the floor. As their head coach said, we're out in Hollywood, and when it comes to floor, they like to put on a Hollywood-like performance.
Series for Emily, back handspring layout, step out, solid job.
Peyton Davis tying her career high for Michigan.
Double tuck for Caitlin, perfect control. Caitlin Rosen back in this lineup after being out a couple weeks. Well done by Emily Cook. Caitlin Rosen, incredibly important moment there, kept her back heel up to avoid stepping out of bounds. Veteran move. And a stuck landing for Emily Cook. Brilliant job. She has always been clutch in her career, and today was no exception. Excellent height off the balance beam, sees the landing, and a smile, well-deserved smile for Emily Cook.
It has been an honor to watch her grow in her career. Rosen on the floor for UCLA.
Smallest little adjustment there on her landing, nothing major, but it's so wonderful to have Caitlin Rosen back in the floor lineup. She has it all, the performance and the tumbling and the fun.
Ava Jordan, Michigan, second to go.
Full twisting Yurchenko here for Ava. Big hop backward. The Wolverines really have to dial in these vaults. All of these landings are going to add up. The speed onto the table is awesome. Keeps those feet together, flares it open. I love to see that. And just had a little too much juice.
All right, here comes Gabby Stephen and what feels like it's Gabby Stephen Day with a 9.975. Remember, she needs a 9.8 to catch Emma Spence from Nebraska.
So far, brilliant job. Nice final handstand. Let's see if she can find this dismount. Half in, half out. Really fights for it. The littlest shuffle with her chest, but that should give her that 9.8 that you were just mentioning, Dean.
Ava Stewart with the wonderful mount on the beam. Career high 9.9 for Minnesota. And Stephen hanging on.
Hanging on is right. Those feet did not move. but the chest was a slight wobble that the judges will deduct for, as we're looking at beautiful beam work from Ava Stewart.
UCLA's Rosen with a season high. Are you kidding me?
Lovely series combination for Ava.
Macy McGowan, 9.95 career high, up second for UCLA. Gabby Sieben got a 9.90, so she'll move into the lead for the all-around.
Macy McGowan, one of my favorite NCAA floor routines, just so much fun. And a fantastic routine by Ava Stewart to conclude her first ever Big Ten championship. Love that excitement from her as Macy McGowan, big hop backward. I believe she did stay in bounds, which is incredibly important. But look at that, Ava Stewart dialing in.
That's a stick for the freshman from Canada, Stewart. Getting ready for Michigan, Kaylee Boozer with a 9.9 career high.
If she can dial in this vault, it could be massive for the Wolverines. Big full twisting Yurchenko. Big hop backwards, so just not finding these landings the way they need to, but it is important to mention Kaylee Boozer stepping up on this event for Michigan has been really critical for them. Beautiful job in the air, and Macy McGowan with that last pass, great control.
McGowan, a freshman from Kirkland, Washington. Sarah Morrall. Can you believe Ava Stewart also with a new career high? Olivia Zarmani for Michigan State on the bars.
Reworked routine here for Olivia. Sarah Morrall on beam.
There's Mike Rowe, the Michigan State head coach. This is his apparatus.
Really nice job by Olivia, staying tight. And a step backward, they can't afford any steps right now, so the rest of this lineup really has to go lights out. The routine was excellent on the bar. Sarah Morrall making a great adjustment there on the side aerial. And Olivia Zarmani, great work, but those steps, really, it's going to come down to stuck landings.
Emma Malabuyo for UCLA with a 9.95 career high on the floor.
The dismount for Sarah. Back handspring, gainer full. To a stick. Well done. 3 out of 3 for stuck landings on beam for Minnesota, and a perfect controlled landing for Emma Malabuyo. Lovely position in those leaps.
Zara Ranger next to go for Michigan on the ball, 9.9 career high.
Yurchenko 1.5, first one of Michigan's lineup. Good job on that ball. Really remained tight in her core and kept that step minimal, which is incredibly important at this point in the competition. See that leg separation off the table, that's an execution deduction that the judges are looking for. Emma Malabuyo finishes her routine with her combination, 1.5 to a front layout.
So clean. Fun.
What a fun routine. If you don't like Bruno Mars, then I don't know what you do like, because that routine's just awesome.
Minnesota Brooklyn Roray with a 9.975 career high. Season high 9.95. Nikki Smith getting ready for Michigan State. She needs a 9.925 to catch her teammate. Morrill, by the way, tying her season high.
Brooklyn incredibly confident on this event. Little bobble there. Nikki Smith, beautiful job on that Maloney to pack salto. Legs are glued together. Lovely half turn. Nice final handstand as Brooklyn Roray, beautiful. It wasn't a stick, it was a little rebound for Nikki Smith, but significantly better landing than her teammate before her. Great job.
You watch Brooklyn Roray on the left for Minnesota.
Just that step backward for Brooklyn. But there's the dismount for Nikki Smith. It was almost like a minimal rebound. So no movement forward or backward, just upward. The judges should deduct for that. We'll see what they do.
So Jenna Mulligan, 9.95 career high. Shea Campbell on the right for UCLA. She's had a 10 before.
Jenna drilled this vault a couple weeks ago, not today. Unfortunately, there was that step forward. She's come a long way on vault for Michigan.
Campbell needs a 9.9 for the all-around title.
Knee bend there in the beginning of the vault, just that step forward, but Shea Campbell starting off with a huge full twisting double back. Great leaps, perfect 180 degrees.
Lauren Pearl getting ready for Minnesota. The Big Ten making a statement nationwide that they are going to make some noise at the NCAAs as well.
Nice job by Shea Campbell. Finishes with a big double tuck. Perfect control. The judges just went 9.95 for Emma Malabuyo. I don't know what you do here because that was excellent.
Excellent with an exclamation point.
Perfect set, pointed toes, knees together. Shea Campbell. If you thought of her only as a vault and floor specialist, you are wrong because she is an all-around superstar.
She truly is. Lauren Pearl had to wait just a bit to get on the beam. Delaney Harkis now on the bars for Michigan State.
Huge Ginger release move for Delaney. Really nice job there. She was a little bit over on that handstand and stayed super tight. That's a perfect stick in the handstand, a perfect handstand. Double layout with a hop backward. These hops could cost Michigan State, but the routine was really nice. Delaney Harkness, just a natural bar worker.
Shea Campbell with a 9.950 and in the lead for the all-around.
So far, so good for Lauren Pearl. An aerial, good job working through. Saw her one arm move a little quicker than the other to keep her balance. Just the dismount. Back handspring, gainer full. Good control on the landing for Lauren Pearl. She's so elegant on balance beam. I just love watching her compete.
This is one of my favorite routines. Brooklyn Moore's on the floor for UCLA with a 9.975. Sophia Diaz in the anchor spot for Michigan on the ball.
Diaz, a freshman. Let's see if she can dial in this landing. Just that step backward, but really good job. A great way to conclude her first ever Big Ten championship. Opening pass for Brooklyn. Double full to a punch front.
Much anticipation for that middle pass. Matrix time.
Jumps. Final pass for Brooklyn. Rudy to a beautiful lunge. That routine lives rent-free in my brain.
That's a good price. Jordan Leiden on the beam for Minnesota.
Beautiful double wolf turn for Jordan. That final pass for Brooklyn Moore's. The emotion on her face, the control, it's just so lovely.
Sage Kellerman on the bars for Michigan State.
Beautiful back handspring layout, step out for Jordan Leiden, lovely work. Switch side, good job. Sage Kellerman, big time routine. Miss Yeager, Jordan Leiden. And it's in!
Brooklyn Moore's with a 10.
Brooklyn Moore's, perfect 10! She's done it, folks!
Rent-free.
Sage Kellerman with a double layout. But if you are a gymnastics fan, you know what this moment means for Brooklyn Moore's. This was incredibly important for Sage Kellerman. Double layout. Absolutely clutch in this moment.
Nice moment there with Brooklyn Moore's and Jordan Childs. So 10's updated on the floor in championship history as Brooklyn Moore's joins this group. So much anticipation for her routine and then absolutely nailed it, Olivia. The Olympian Jordan Childs. She's a little on the shy side.
Just a teeny bit. Really nice control on those jumps.
UCLA in the Big Ten.
Final pass for Jordan. Front through to double tuck. That's a mic drop, in my opinion.
Well, that means she picked up the mic that Brooklyn Moores dropped, right? And then dropped it again.
Let's hear a big round of applause.
Jordan, always so entertaining. This routine, after last week where she just was a little bit off, there was nothing off about this. Well done. Beautiful job. And just so well deserved.
Big time scores from UCLA. Shay Campbell will win the all-around. Jordan Childs with a 10 for UCLA. Joining her teammate who just had one before her in Brooklyn Moores. Two on the beam, two on the floor. Who knew?
I don't know. I wish I had a crystal ball so I could tell everyone I know to come here today. This was remarkable. Wow.
The two 10s side by side. Moores right behind Jordan Childs and UCLA. In their first year in the Big Ten, will win the Big Ten championship. This after going undefeated in the regular season as well. The team story, the UCLA Bruins, your Big Ten champions. Shay Campbell, also from UCLA, your all-around champion. And we end with two 10s from the Bruins, Brooklyn Moores and Jordan Childs. Brooklyn Moores, one of my favorite routines in the country, and a perfect 10. Childs a 10 as well. From Westwood to Ann Arbor and the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships, your winners, the UCLA Bruins, finish in first place in an unbelievable third session. 3 sessions, 1 event, all part of the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. And there you see UCLA at 198.45, just ahead of Michigan State at 198.15. And the trophy is being presented. Congratulations to the UCLA Bruins. Your Big Ten Women's Gymnastics champions, UCLA. Four 10s on the day between all 4 teams, including 2 10s on the floor for UCLA. Let's go to Olivia Karras.
Janelle, first Big Ten championship, first win in the books. How are you feeling?
I'm ecstatic right now. I'm so proud of our team. Like, they had finals this week, and there's a lot on their plate, and they just came out here so determined to put the full meet together, and they did exactly that. Lights out on every event. I'm so proud.
There were a lot of amazing moments, but 2 that stuck out to me were Alipio 10 and Brooklyn 10. Talk about that moment for those 2 athletes.
Yeah, you know, I think those firsts are really special, and both of them have such beautiful artistry, form, and execution, and they just work really, really hard to get to this moment, and I'm just so proud of them and so happy for them.
The Big Ten Conference is competitive. What does a win today mean for you and your team for the rest of the season?
Yeah, you know, you look around this arena tonight, and there's so much good gymnastics. It just, like, fired me up from start to finish. I'm so proud of our team, but I'm really proud of this conference and where we're headed, because there's big things ahead for the Big Ten.
Thank you, Janelle. Congratulations. Back to you, Dean.
Thank you so much. Brooklyn Moores with a 10, Jordan Childs with a 10, but Shay Campbell from UCLA, your all-around winner, consistent in every single event. We'll get you caught up on the all-around event. Shea Campbell in first, Gabby Stephen in second, followed by Jordan Childs. It was Emma Spence who hung up that big score, 39-5-7-5. But congratulations to Shea Campbell, the UCLA Bruin on the vault, stuck landing. To the bars, stuck landing. The beam, stuck landing. And the floor, a thing of beauty. Let's go to Olivia Karras once again.
I have Shea Campbell, and Shea, by the look of your face, you had no idea you won the all-around till this moment. What are you feeling?
I honestly have like 0 words. I'm so proud of just the team, and like I wanted to step up for my team, and the fact that I was able to do it for myself and for the team just means the world. It was great.
People have always called you a vault and floor specialist, but you are not, especially after that 995 beam. What do you have to say to those people?
I mean, don't put me in a box. Like, I am more than just a 2-event person. I can do anything that I can set my mind to, and I proved that today.
First time in the Big Ten, first win for the UCLA Bruins. What's this mean for the rest of the season for you guys?
It means everything. We came in on a mission this week to show up and show out today, so we're just going to take this momentum and go up from here.
Congratulations. Thank you. Back to you, Dean.
Thank you, Olivia. 2 995s for Shea Campbell on her way to the all-around title, helping her team win the Big Ten in their first season competing in the Big Ten. And again, UCLA with the tough battle against Michigan State, exactly what we saw when those two met out in Westwood. Jenny Hansen's Minnesota team finishing in third. Your host, Michigan, in fourth. Well done to Iowa under Jen Llewellyn, 196-775. Illinois also worth noting. And then the Buckeyes winning session 1 yesterday with a 196-25.
What an exciting competition. I truly have no words for the competitiveness that is the Big Ten. Kudos to UCLA. Michigan State right there with that 198 plus score. So impressive. And Minnesota and Michigan rounding out the top 4. I'm just so proud and impressed by this conference continuing to grow year after year.
Four 10s on the day, Olivia Karras.
Sienna Alipio, the specialist on balance beam. 1 time to hit, and she hit big. Perfect 10, first of her career. Jordan Childs coming back at the end. Almost a victory lap with the 10 on floor exercise. Brooklyn Moores, though, my emotions are just so high for her. First of her career. We've been waiting for this for so long. And you can't forget about Gabby Stephen, the first 10 of the night on balance beam. First of her career. Well done.
Electric atmosphere for elite level athletes, incredible gymnasts. And the 2025 Gymnasts of the Years. Break them down here for us, Olivia.
We're not shocked. The Cho Show, Freshman of the Year, incredibly well-deserved. Sage Kellerman, the Big Ten Conference's first ever Specialist of the Year. Well done. Nikki Smith, Gymnast of the Year. We really saw why today. And Janelle McDonald adding to her long list of accomplishments already as a UCLA Bruin. And congratulations to all of these amazing women in the Big Ten Gymnastics Conference and family. I'm just so proud.
All right, one more beat, 20-second soundbite to sum it all up for us, Olivia.
The Big Ten Conference is here. They're competitive, they're exciting, and every piece of gymnastics you saw in the last 3 sessions is a part of a growing conference that is only getting better. And if you're not watching it, I don't know what you're doing, because it's just the rise of the conference, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
So many people to thank, especially Wendy Fallon from the Big Ten, also from the University of Michigan, Larry Martin, Connor Griffin, Nate Mosley, Jake Stocker, and the amazing Megan McIntosh. Also want to thank our fantastic Big Ten Network crew, as that is going to wrap it up from the Chrysler Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where UCLA is your 2025 Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Champions. Shea Campbell, your all-around champion. Coming up, it's the Big Ten Hockey Tournament Championship between Ohio State and Michigan State. For Olivia Karras, I'm Dean Linke, saying congratulations to UCLA and good night from Ann Arbor.